Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hi there. Hello. Just wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about what sexological bodywork is. There's been a lot of talk about this, especially since the new episode on Goop, Sex, Love, and Goop. And I think people are becoming to be more curious about, what a sex and relationship coach is and what they do and what a session might look like. And I realize there's not that much information out there. And so I am a trained sexological body worker. That's part of the methodology that I implement into all of my sessions, all of my courses, all of my academies. And yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and see if you guys just had any questions about what sexological body work is, what my work looks like, what it looks like to have a one-to-one, what it looks like to be in the academy. Hi Ricky. Oh, so good to see you. Oh, hi Deepa. Oh my gosh, so many beautiful faces here. So yeah, sexological body work is a methodology where you get to show up as you are and basically practice any kind of blocks or traumas or even celebrations that you might have within your body and that might come up in a relationship. So how does that look organically? It's a very safe space to come and to share exactly where you're at, and different to talk therapy like sex therapy, where you'd come with a partner, you'd come with by yourself, and the therapist would talk to you about what problems are coming up and give you exercises to do in the house. Somatic sexological working is we're working with the body, we're working in real time, and basically just able to show up authentically and then be in a space where you're in a really safe space to explore your body, explore any kind of things you want to work on, things you want to grow into. So, for example, if you've never actually experienced an orgasm and want to understand how to do that, so a sexological body worker would help you, first of all, like break down what kind of blocks might be coming up for you around why you haven't or why you think you may not be able to reach an orgasm. So there's really so much deeper things than we think about when we think about sex, and that's generally because we don't actually talk about sex, right? We don't have a safe space to talk about sex. The only time we talk about sex is if it's like really, really good or if it's really, really bad, and then we're like talking to our friends about it and we're chit-chatting, but there's not really a great place to find like a normalized place to work through what's going on. And so much of this stuff comes from, when we were younger, how our parents treated us, where we thought we could find love, what we thought was pleasure, how we might have been shamed for it. Okay, I'm seeing a question here. What might that look like for someone with trauma? That's a great question. I'll get to that. Yeah, so sexological body work is great for anybody that has any kind of stored trauma in the body or has had a traumatic experience, because you get to meet somebody that understands what's going on with you. You can unpack that story and break it down with a practitioner that you feel very safe with. And then you can have a sexual experience by a practice that we call active receiving. So first of all, we practice what communication actually looks like in the bedroom. So what does that look like for you? Are you used to actually stating what your needs are and your wants are and your desires? Or are you used to kind of like holding that in and expecting and, waiting until it gets like too much or painful and then saying something, or then just avoiding contact? So we really break down what happens in the moment, and sexological body work is one-way touch. So let's say I'm the practitioner and we're working on active receiving. I can actually, practice touching you in certain ways that feel good, that are consensual, and this is where active receiving comes in, right? We are always checking in, like, does this feel good? Do you want me to do this? Can I put my hands on you? And give the person receiving the session an opportunity to actually pause, feel in your body, do I want this? Wow, I've never actually been given the choice to think about whether I want this or not. And then, as we continue working together, this becomes a more natural state in asking for your needs. And not only asking for your needs, but also asking for your partner's needs, which is something that we tend to forget to do as we get in longer, deeper relationships, because we think that we're accustomed to what our lover wants, and they think that they're accustomed to what we want, right? But there are generally things that we have not said, or things change in our body. So again, going back to the trauma bit, that's how it would look in a session, is we would work slowly in unpacking the story, working on memories, remeeting those memories, working in a way that you can work in reparations. So meeting that and meeting maybe possible fantasies that come up around that you may have shame around, just working around any kind of pain that's stored in the body from that trauma. And again, it's all done at your pace. So like it could be a very, very slow, like just talking, just practicing, or it could be as deep as actually touching. And even I do scar tissue remediation and trauma alleviation through that way. So I actually do internal pelvic work, where we meet any kind of scar tissue that has happened either through trauma or through childbirth, or just from day to day. Like our bodies always have a little bit of trauma in there and scar tissue in there. And we meet that, and we meet the body, and we open up a portal, we open up a line of communication, basically, to speak to your body and to ask your body what it needs and give space for that. And so again, there's very few opportunities that we actually sit with our body, sit with our parts, sit with our anatomy, and really get to know and really ask what our body wants. So you can even just practice that right now, just, holding your womb, holding your genitals, holding your heart, and just asking, what is it that you are wanting right now? How is it that I can speak to you today? And notice what you receive. Notice if you receive a message right away. Notice if you get some kind of block there, right? There's like nothing coming back to you. Notice if you have a hesitation to actually hear what's being said to you, and if you're willing to meet that space. And so in a session we would do this, and we would keep on going deeper and deeper and give space for that. It's somebody holding you in the space of actually receiving these stories, because some of these stories can be very deep. They can be filled with trauma. They can also be filled with celebration. And sometimes we forget to celebrate our bodies. We forget to celebrate, the pleasure that we have within our bodies. So I, as a practitioner, would notice this. We would talk to each other. Then you would, confirm what you're noticing, and we would celebrate that, and we would move forward and actively receiving and moving into whatever state we want to go into, whether it's orgasmic and pleasure-filled, or whether it's sitting with releasing any kind of blocks or trauma in the body. Does anybody have any other questions? I see so many beautiful faces here. Hi, Michelle. Yay. I am actually just getting ready for our 3rd week in Awakening Aphrodite, the course that I'm doing right now. It's really beautiful. We're getting all into this hands-on stuff. This is all of the education that I've learned from Betty Dodson and Body Sex, as well as all of my somatic training and my Sexological Bodywork training. So we're doing really beautiful pleasure mapping. We're recircuiting new pathways to pleasure in the body through different kinds of touch. We're learning about our anatomy explicitly, like all of our parts of arousal, giving names to them, because we're so not often taught actually what the names of our body is. And if we don't know the names of our body parts, then how can we tell people we want more touch here or less touch there, and all of that. So we're giving power to our body, or giving power to our ability to communicate and name exactly what we want. Okay, I got a question here. Do I consider this kind of body work sex work? Yeah, that's a great question. And yeah, it is a type of sex work. It is legal now in a few different states. So it's legal in California. It's legal in, I believe, Germany and a few other countries. So sexological bodywork is actually a profession that you can now be trained in. and hold space for with a license, which is beautiful because it's opening the doorway to this kind of touch, you know. And but yes, I guess that is also considered sex work, and I think the view of sex work needs to be opened majorly because there's so much healing done in sex work, especially when it's consensual on both ends. And you know, I believe sex workers are just magical beings, and they're offering so much healing to the receivers, really are. So yeah, let's all let go of the shame that comes with that word even. Sex workers, right? We're all just workers. We're all just helping and offering ourselves, and whatever way you can offer and help yourselves, that's beautiful. Let's reduce the shame there. Hi, Renee. And can we book a session with our partner there as well? Yes, so Sexological Body Workers, you can do partner sessions or you can do just single sessions. So I offer both. I do partnered work with couples, and I do just individuals. And yeah, so whether you want to work with me or if you want to find somebody else that's in your area, you can just go to Sexological Body Workers, and then they have like different practitioners in different areas. Yeah. And it's great to work with a partner because sometimes it's nice to have somebody there that can really witness and see where the blocks are, what's happening in each person's body, and then be again in a safe space to be witnessed and to be seen, and to show you some new different ways to be touched or to touch, to receive, to express your needs and wants, all the things that we just get we just stop doing after a while when we're in relationships, or we've never been taught how to actually ask for things. Any other questions? Ooh, this is so fun. Love these lives. Okay, well, as I was saying, yeah, I'm getting ready to do our 3rd week's class of Awakening Aphrodite. Today we're getting into pleasure mapping. So again, that's like all different ways of inviting pleasure into your body. Oftentimes we're so used to doing the same repetitive pattern, like self-pleasuring. You may notice that you often just like go into quick little like, I know how to do this, I'm gonna do it really quick. And yes, you're successful, but you're also maybe not receiving the most abundant of the release of pleasure that you possibly could. So, you know, all humans are like this. We get used to doing something and we go on repeat, and we may want to change, but it's hard. You know, we need to practice something for a certain amount of time to really get it into our bodies. And so that's what this is. It's practicing feeling and using different kinds of touch, and then noticing on a scale of 1 to 10 how much we like that touch. Would we want more of it? Would we want less? Do we feel numb? Why do we feel numb? So asking all those important questions. Okay, a few more questions. What's the best way to book a session with me? Thank you for asking that. Yes, if you just go to my bio, I have a link there where you can book a session. You can book a call with me. We also, on the first call, I offer you 30 minutes. So we do a mapping of where you're at in your body, what your goals are, what your desires are, and we map that out, and I see how I can best serve you, whether it's one-on-one session, or whether it's jumping into the Pleasure Queen Academy, which is a longer program but really dives deep into everything that I've learned over the past 10 years of my life. And it's a full, beautiful offering. So yeah, just go to my bio and you can book a call there. And thank you for me, love by calming energy. Thank you very much. Is it like Tantra? Yes, there are definitely some tantric aspects, some Taoism. So we do a lot of breath work. And many people have practiced breath work nowadays, right? But it has not maybe been explicitly like directed towards your sexual energy. So in this practice, we would be practicing breath work to heighten arousal. If you're a penis owner, male body, then it would be possibly to hold your energy, right? To stay in that flow. So a lot of like edging work, a lot of awakening the senses, a lot of creating more intimacy, more depth with your partner, all that juicy stuff. Beautiful. Okay, well, it was amazing to jump on here. Thanks for asking all these questions, and I look forward to talking to any of you that want to know more. And I'll be doing some more lives this week. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll see each other soon. Bye.